Watch what's approaching, the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it?
Hey, what's good? So I think it's safe to assume that everybody both on JP and Global wanted a copy of the Transforming Vegeta and also the Super Vegeta unit, which by the way are very solid units, very good units overall, highly valued units in my opinion. However, I'm assuming there are also a few players, including myself, that ended up pulling the Intelligence Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta unit. And you're probably asking yourself whether you have a dupe for the unit or it's a brand new unit that you've recently got. But I think the question is this guy still relevant or is he still good? The simple answer to that is yes, he's still pretty good as a unit. Very solid still to this day. However, at the same time, the Tech Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, which recently got an Extreme Z Awakening in JP, is definitely much better because of the overall skill sets and improvements that particular unit got. However, back to the Intelligence version, I mean, it's still a pretty good unit overall, and this is the point of this showcase video. I figured, there are probably a couple of people on the fence whether to level up the SA or invest the potential orbs, whatever the case is. I'm guessing there are some people asking that question of, whether this guy is still worth it to include on a team. And like I said, this guy's pretty good. And for this showcase itself, I did make sure to pair up, for a large portion, the Vegeta unit with the EZA Future Trunks unit, just because that unit got such a massive improvement with the passives and super attack. You're talking about boosting up allies' attack based on the super attack as well as the passive. So it's a very nice addition to a lot of categories. And also the Vegeta unit for this showcase is strictly within the Vegeta's family category. This unit will also fall into other categories that can, he can still hold a spot on really. But let's go ahead and cover the stats. It's been a while since I tested this unit, so let's cover the stats, run through it a little bit, and go from there. So this Vegeta unit has the leader skill of Intelligence type, HP, attack, and defense increase of 100%. Hopefully with some sort of EZA or a future Dokkan Awakening, he does get a key boost as the leader skill down the road. For the super attack, he does cause immense damage and raises attack for 3 turns. The passive skill is okay too, attack increase of 100%. Extreme type enemies attack and defense minus 20%, so that's a nice little addition. I'm guessing if this unit gets improved down the road, that percentage will be a little bit higher. For the links, you're looking at Super Saiyan, 10% increase to attack. Saiyan Warrior Race is attack increase of 700. Warrior Gods is attack increase of 10%. Prodigies is another 10% to attack. Royal Lineage is +1 key. Prepare for Battle is +2 key, and Fierce Battle is 15% increase to attack. Now, I said that he's only in the Vegeta's family category for this showcase, but he falls into a lot of categories. Realm of Gods, like I said, Pure Saiyans, Future Saga, and Time Travelers. So a lot of categories. He can definitely find a place in one of these categories, I think. Now, 100% potential, you're looking at HP of 14,212, attack is 14,351, and defense is 9,752, 12 Ki Multiplier is 140%. Again, this unit really isn't bad, still to this day. I mean, it's actually pretty decent, and as this video suggests, he's still a pretty decent unit overall. I mean, he can hit for a decent amount. Attack stats ranging on if the additional super attack kicks in. I mean, it can range from anywhere from like, I don't know, 1.2 to upwards of 2 million. I did see the attack stats reach over 2 million for this unit, so he can get up there with the additional attack, which reminds me, for the potential level skill sets, I gave this guy level 9 additional attack and level 12 for criticals, and just kept it at level 5 for evasion. I could have went with a heavier focus on critical, but since he does have the ability to raise attack for 3 turns, for some reason, way back when I did it, I ended up giving him level 9 for additional attack, which actually isn't a bad approach. Based on the testing of this unit recently, I've seen him get additional super attacks frequently enough to where it's okay, and the criticals do activate periodically, not as frequent as I want, but enough to where it's okay. So overall, this unit's very solid in my opinion, even to this day. Now the dilemma you're going to face is the tech version of the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. his Extreme Z Awakening is just that great. I mean, if you have dupes, I'd say even if you have at least one dupe, it's probably worthwhile to include that unit over this one, just because it's just that much better. It just helps the overall team by such a substantial amount. It also, has the ability to hit for a pretty great amount. Also has very good defense as well. So overall, package-wise, the tech version is just that much better with the EZA. At the same time, I mean, it's hard to say because, they did give out the Vegeta Family Crest item where you actually have the ability to exchange 2 of the same units because you have 2 total. If you went the route of just honing in on one unit instead of getting both, for the tech side, you could easily unlock the bottom right and get pretty decent levels toward criticals, or even have a balance of additionals and criticals to where it's almost worthwhile to include that unit just from one dupe. I mean, in all honesty, one dupe of the tech version with the EZA is probably better than this guy at 100%. I mean, that's just my personal opinion, but if for some reason you decide that you want to run this guy instead, because of whether it's just down to preference or you have more skill sets unlocked in the potential system, that's entirely up to you. And in all honesty, you can't go bad either way. This unit is still pretty good. Again, I think the additional super attack does help get his attack stats up there a little bit more. But even if you went with a heavy focus on critical, I mean, it's not a bad unit at all. I think the additional bonus is, again, the extreme type enemies attack and defense drop at 20% can certainly help where you do face certain conditions where you're facing enemies that do that are subject to having their attack and defense drop. So it definitely could come into play with that. Again, this unit pairs pretty well with a lot of the units. I kind of kept it open-ended with the 3rd slot and included various types of units. Now, of course, I could have included the Super Saiyan God Goku unit, since it is a super strength type, and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta does provide a secondary leader skill for that. I decided to leave that out because it's a much less leader boost overall, and I kind of wanted to keep it strictly within the Vegeta family category. So that's kind of the format there. Obviously, you see the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. He's not really the best of linking partners with the blue version, but just like I said, I wanted to keep a diverse set of units that could be a part of the rotation for this showcase. So hopefully that kind of gives you a better broad understanding of how units pair up. So to summarize, though, the Super Saiyan God Vegeta is probably the best link for this Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta unit, just because Warrior Gods is definitely a link skill they share. They also do have Fierce Battle, Super Saiyan, obviously, and then a couple of probably key related links. Prodigies is probably another attack link that they do share. So definitely the biggest, not biggest, but the best linking situation is probably within them two. This unit actually links pretty well with the Super Vegeta, brand new Super Vegeta unit also, but outside of that, you obviously want to include the future Trunks in the rotation, just because, not just links, but Trunks provides a boost of 30% with the super attack every time, and then also the passive skill does also raise attack and defense for allies, so it does help. Also, I think he provides a key boost as well. So definitely a very, very good unit, but chances are you probably don't want to just keep him focused on one unit. You probably want to keep him as maybe a floater, but at the same time, if you keep him as a floater, you're going to lose out on that benefit of boosting allies' attack for every super attack. So it can kind of go either way how you want to keep him on the rotation, I guess, honestly. But if it was down to me, I'd probably keep him 1st or 2nd slot, 2nd at the very least. That way, the rest of the team benefits from the super attack increase to attack for allies. But again, it's ultimately up to you how you want to run it. That's just my preference. But back to the Intelligent Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta unit, I still think this unit is pretty good, and you can certainly include him on a team and run, not just from a Vegeta's family category standpoint, but also Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyans, Future Saga, Time Travelers. Those are all categories that he can do well in, and you can build a team around that, I guess. But Again, this is the showcase for the 100% potential of the Intelligence Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. I'm going to have to cut the commentary a little bit short because I've got landscaping that decided to start the leaf blower right outside of my window, so I'll go ahead and cut it short. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I do appreciate you watching every time, and certainly stay tuned for the next video. Alright, peace out.